Good morning, Solutions of Spirit. Good day, good evening, and if you're watching the replay, I just want to say thank you for joining me and give me an opportunity to serve you. I'm Jennifer Farmer, a spiritual teacher, medium, intuitive, and I love to help people find their space of center and truth, find their connection to spirit, because when we do, we tap into resources that are bigger than ourselves. We tap into the power of creation, of unconditional love, and we get those opportunities to see those things come to in our life. And so today, first of all, for those that tuned in yesterday and you did your fabulous gratitude challenge, how did it go? Right? And if you're new to watching me, I would love to see your comments. Just say hello to me. I actually do read the comments. I took the gratitude challenge yesterday, which the goal was, hey, can I find gratitude with so much focus that I like everything I do? I think about what I'm going to do and then I put my gratitude. So I will tell you, I did good. And then I got into like whatever I do in my world. Hello, thanks for joining. I see you guys joining. Say hello to me. Let me know you're joining. I'd love to say a comment to you. Okay, I did good. And then, I don't know, I got busy doing something. And then I remembered, oh my gosh, I am supposed to be like, okay, yes, gratitude. Did I find gratitude before I took this action? So I will say that I was less than perfect yesterday. But at the end of the day, I really tried to be grateful that I gave it a shot, right? Because we are all rising above in a new time. And so I wanted to talk about, so if you didn't take the challenge, take it today, right? Are you in, right? Which means before you take an action, going to the bathroom, going to the coffee pot, right? Going outside to see the birds. Did you take 2 seconds to be grateful that you could do it before, right? So just have a, hey, good morning, Sharon. So if you didn't do it, and remember the goal and the reason we do it is because it raises our energy. It helps us resolve fear because gratitude is more powerful than fear. But as we know, sometimes it's hard to get over the thinking. And so when we do that, we just point our thinker in a new direction. All right. Hey, Lisa, thanks for joining. So glad you guys are here. Love seeing you comment. I am so I look to the side because I'm seeing your comments. So today I wanted to talk about uncertainty and the unknown. We're going to do a 5-minute meditation challenge or 5-minute meditation, maybe 5-6 minutes. And then I want to talk about a common question that I get is, was that a dream from my loved one? All right. And so don't forget this. I've got 2 upcoming events where we are going to meditate, practice connecting to our loved ones, guides, and angels. I'll answer questions live, and I'm doing live readings. So I left the calendar right here in the post. Okay. Hey, Christina, so happy to see you. Good morning, Stephanie. So talking about with our first topic, I wanted to talk about uncertainty, and I really wanted to talk about being uncomfortable. Because the truth is, we've all dealt with uncertainty. If you're living and breathing in this world, and really, we have 2 choices, right? We can think. We can try to figure out all by ourselves, or we can tap into our higher self, get into the space of calm, and allow the trust and the flow that what you need to help you, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, that the higher self, which is connected to God and to universal power, will give you what you need for that 24-hour period, right? We may not get what we need next week, next month, next year, but we can tap into the knowledge of what we can get for that day. And so, if you are new to me, I have a spiritual growth mentoring program, and I teach classes and such. And one of the most common things that we really reiterate over and over and over again is less than perfect is okay. What happens is, and let me know if you can relate, you get afraid, your mind starts thinking, you're trying to figure it all out, and then you become paralyzed. Then no action, no decision, no choice. You go down this sort of rabbit hole of getting nowhere, mentally, physically, spiritually. Can you guys relate to that? Yeah. If you can, give me a like, or just say, give me a smile here, because I know it's part of why I chose to move in spiritual growth. I wanted to feel safe and calm in my world. I wanted to feel connected to something bigger than me that I could call on when I needed help. And for me, that's one of the reasons I wanted to feel closer to God. I wanted to feel closer to Spirit, because it helps me deal with those uncertain times. What I didn't know is that when I started that whole process, because my spiritual path started out in church, what I didn't know is that I am a spirit, that my soul is connected naturally. I was kind of taught you had to work your way to get there. You had to be good to get God. You had to be good enough to get, to feel, like measuring up, right? So I had to change. I had to challenge those beliefs. And it was very uncomfortable for me. I was waiting for oh my God, am I going to combust on the spot? Is Christ going to come down and give me a good talking to if I change some of my beliefs? And so for us, dealing with uncertainty, dealing with the unknown, we have to choose. Do we want to, number one, do we want to let it paralyze us, bring us to stress, bring us to depression, right? Do we want to take the control and say, this, I can change my actions and my attitudes, and my beliefs, all right? And so one of my favorite lines ever, I think, was very pivotal to me when I was very started on my path, and you guys have probably heard this if you've been studying spirituality, is number one is, we get to choose what life is. Is it a happy place or a hostile place, right? And Wayne Dyer said that, we have to make the choice. Is it a happy place or a hostile place? And he kind of said it in a different way, right? And the world I want to live in, right, for me, is I want to live in a happy place. I want to choose that more people are good. I want to choose, for me, that's where I'm at. Hey, Iva, so glad you could be here. And so I got to ask you, let's talk about the home, the spiritual home that we live in and dealing with uncertainty. Number one, we're all dealing with it. And it's okay to be uncomfortable, right? And I know that when my mom died, because it was a shock, and today's her anniversary. I love you. Today's her angel date. I actually said that when I got, hey, angel date, Mom. I knew, and if you've dealt with a passing, it's completely uncomfortable. You don't know how to relate to the world. You don't know how to think about things differently with that, and then how to deal with the absence or the sense of space that your loved one took. And so at some level, we are all going through a sense of loss right now and a sense of uncertainty. Some of us have lost loved ones, and we're just trying to figure out how the world looks now that everything is uncomfortable. The truth is, we've never been here before. But within you, there is a power that creates worlds. It is unconditional love. It is not measured by rules and regulations. It is a power that you were given before you got here, right? It is the power of your soul and power of your spirit. And so in times of uncertainty, when you realize that you've let your mind go off, and that's with awareness, that's typically the first step in feeling finding peace is awareness. Oh my God, I've let my mind, I'm living in next week, next month, next year, and I can't even see what I'm doing today. So one is knowing that, try to be as present as you can. And what I teach my students, and for me too, I'm the student of spiritualities. What's going on today? I'm sitting here, I'm in the moment, I'm breathing into the moment. Because if we are in the moment, that's where power is, that's where space is, that's where our messages are, that's where our guidance is. So number one, no, we're all going through it, so be okay that, number one, you're less than perfect, right? And so when you realize you've let yourself, your mind, scare you to death, you've let the energy of the world take over you, just be aware, no guilt, okay? Spirituality is not a pass or fail. It's a process. It's a progress. It's a line that we want to attain, or that we want to reach for. Progress is just as powerful, right? So once we realize, go, today, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, right? No, so we got to plan for the weather. The truth is, we're going to be in this space for, who knows? It's uncertain, right? So we have to give ourselves permission to experiment with new things, to try new things, to be uncomfortable, to know that you're safe when you're uncomfortable, that you can get guidance, that you can get wisdom, that you can get healing, right? And so the most important thing you can do is realize that you have a choice on how you want to go through this 24-hour period, right? Now, if you want to choose to worry, listen, and some days I want to choose to worry because I feel like sometimes that gives me control. I know it doesn't, but what it does do is give me a headache. And then I choose today, where do I want to be in my spiritual self? So know that you can be uncomfortable and still be in a spiritual place, being vulnerable, not knowing all the answers, trusting that today you get what you need. Right? Are you guys liking all this? Go ahead. I'd love to see a little comment here. I was looking at my emojis, and if you've not tuned in before, I'd love to see where you're tuning in from. Now, so we realize that we let our head run amok, right? 2, we go, yeah, I don't want to do that to myself today. Like, I love myself enough that I want to do something different. Me stressing myself out is not going to help me. 3, I want to find that space of stillness, of calm in the storm. And we're going to do a meditation here in a minute. And Esther and Jerry Hicks call it the vortex. There is, it's our, sweet spot in spiritual higher self. And so we're going to tap into that today, because I want you to experience 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes, it depends on how we're doing as a group, that I want you to experience what that feeling looks like in the midst of chaos, of worry, of uncertainty, and unknown. All right, and then we're going to do that. And then before we do that, I want to answer the quick question, and I'm going to answer quite a bit of these kind of things in the upcoming workshop on this Sunday and next Wednesday. I've got 2 different times to meet, different time zones. Was that a real visit from my loved one? And I have to share with you, so you guys, I've shared with you my mom's anniversary, angel date, her passing, is today. So last week, I usually my loved ones don't come right away. Like, I have to send out the message, to get them to respond often. And so I've said, Mom, I love you. I would love to know that you're here with me. And so there's some particular signs that my mother and I have got. And there was, at the end of the day, yesterday, at the end of the day, I was drawn to one of the signs. And mind you, it's been 3 days now since I asked. And I go, oh, there you are. Okay. So I had that overwhelming sense, Mom, you're here. Thank you. I love you. And I didn't second guess it. Like, oh, that's a coincidence. Like, I've learned not to do that. Now, and having that connection with my loved ones during grief have helped me feel like I'm not alone, and that's what I would hope for you. And that's why I'm teaching the meditation and messages, to talk about why we may feel more alone than we ever have, But this is the time, because we have more quiet space, we're doing less activity, that it gives our loved ones a chance to work with us, to connect with us, to heal, and that's part of the deal. So the question is I actually, before I went to bed last night, I knew today was the day, and I had a dream that was in my mother's house, all right, and it was in that space, and I know it wasn't a visit from my mom. I didn't have the presence there that I normally have when a visit comes through. We typically, the dream feels lighter. The dream feels like there's a presence of light with it when our loved ones come through. Now, but what I did have, I feel like, is a dream from my higher self, from God and my angels. Because in the house, there was this series of, events in the dream. I was in my closet, and my mother loved to, my mother collected things. Things made her feel safe. And so in the dream, I walked into the house, and everything was organized. And there was a drawer for my dad, there was a drawer for my brother, there was a drawer for me, which never happened. We didn't have a lot of organization in the house. And so in the last several years, I've really worked on healing my relationship with my mom, meaning forgiving her for what she did or didn't do, all the things that we go through when we go with a loss, forgiving myself with my dad for what I did and didn't do, what I couldn't say goodbye. And so in that dream, I kind of woke up thinking about it, like, yeah, it wasn't the same spirit dream where, like, when my dad has showed up before. And I know you guys, we don't get a lot of dreams, and that's why we don't get as many opportunities to connect with our loved ones in a profound way, as much as we can have that in our daily world. And that's why the class that I've got coming up, I really talk about why that's important. But we can get more connection in our daily life if we're open to it. And in the when a real dream comes, what I call spirit dream, there is a presence of light and peace, and our loved ones are healed, right? So I know that my visit last night was not necessarily a visit from my mom. Am I disappointed? Yeah, I would have liked to had a dream, but I know she's going to connect with me in other ways today. I'm going to connect to her, reminding her how much I love her and how much hearing from her means the world to me. I know that dream was my higher self telling me, Jennifer, you have healed the drama. You have put it in its place. You have you have organized it in a way that you are free from some of the pain and struggle and the mixed feelings of all of that, which means peace, right? And so that I wanted to share, because I have shared so many times about what a dream looks like. Last night, I know, was a different kind of dream, and it still is very powerful. For me, working in spirituality and things like that, when we have those milestones that we've really healed and we really are rising up to whatever it is, and we're meeting it with less fear and with more faith and with less struggle and more trust. For us, that's sort of a milestone that, we're applying what we've learned. And in doing, we feel better. So I wanted to share that really quick. And so if you guys are ready, we are going to do our meditation. All right. Coffee. Yep. Grab your earbuds. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Grab your earbuds. All right. And go ahead, get comfortable where you are. Go ahead and close your eyes. You don't need to see me to hear me. And get yourself in a space that you can relax. Now you can sit up, you can lie down, whatever you need to do. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in as a way to tell your mind and your soul that you are making a sacred space for this next few minutes. Nice breath in, going inward, relaxing your mind, your body, just for the next few minutes. Letting go of the outside world very easily. Letting your head relax, your neck, your shoulders, creating that space, and breathing in the diaphragm, feeling your body, your belly relaxing on the out breath, letting go. Another breath in, relaxing on the out breath, going into that sacred space within. And I'm going to count back from 5, going deep into the spirit self, your higher self. 5, very easily, going deeper. 4, 3, dropping your awareness down, down, down. 2, and 1, being in this sacred space. And I want you to get a feel of ease, a feel of easy and comfortable, of honesty, of real. This is the nature of your true self. You can invite your higher self to help you with this connection. Simply send that out in your mind. Higher self, help me get into the space of power today. But that power is of easy, secure, good. It's soft. It's a space of knowing and trust. This is your inner space of sanctuary, feeling, and the vibration in here, just get into the space. It feels easy. You can even visualize yourself going into this space within yourself. That's easy and comfortable, secure, loving, knowing, open and expanded. It feels easy and comfortable and warm and loving and secure and trusting. It is your truest self. It is the space of creation. I want you to call a beautiful white light into your consciousness, empowering this space, lighting your whole being. The source of light is power. Just imagine in the distance a light coming closer to you. And as you breathe in, letting that light turn up the vibration, the energy of this inner sanctuary of empowerment. Feeling easy and powerful, trusting and knowing, feeling safe and protected. Nice breath in. Let yourself relax into being in this space for the next few moments. As you breathe in, letting that ease, that power, letting go of the fight, the fear, letting it go, and sitting in the space of trust. Feeling this higher self begin to come alive. supporting you and guiding you. I want you to ask your innermost self, this connection to God, to guide, and your angels. What's the one word or energy to bring it to you now, either in a word, a color, a feeling? What's the one thing that could help you today in the next 24 hours? And just allow that space to open up. Whatever comes, just let it come. And know that it may come to you a little later. Feeling that ease and that comfort, your source and trust. Feeling expanded here, and as I bring you back out, we're going to bring all that energy into your day-to-day, rising up 1, coming back 2, your consciousness has taken part of everything you've experienced. 3, rising your awareness back into this present moment. 4, coming back to me now. 5, being present. Eyes open. Nice breath in. Just take a sense of feeling your own vibration for the next 10 seconds. Just letting everything you've done come to the surface. Nice breath in. Hands to heart. Making sure that you're sending love and appreciation to yourself. Knowing that you have all that you need for the next 24 hours to help you deal with whatever comes up and to bring more light into your world. I hope you guys have enjoyed this practice. Love to see your comments. Hope that, and if you're watching the replay on YouTube, I hope that you will join us in the SOS group. And if you're on my page and you're watching this, that you'll join my SOS group. I've left the link here. And hopefully I'll see you in one of the upcoming workshops. Goodbye for now. See you soon. See you tomorrow. Bye.